Thank you. First, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to answer a couple of questions. In order to conduct this interview, I will be recording our conversation. Is that okay with you?
Of course.
Okay, let's begin by discussing your partnership with Bryers. How did the collaboration come about?
I have to say it was really a natural partnership. I have been a huge fan of Bryers since I was a kid. It was the only brand of ice cream that my parents ever purchased. I have a lot of fond memories from, my childhood. My mother creating amazing recipes, and she had this great tradition of ice cream parties when my dad worked late at night, where she would toast pound cake and scoop Bryers vanilla ice cream and top it with melon, and we would sit in her bedroom and watch TV. And my dad would come home, and he would basically find us there with remnants of ice cream in bed and have to move us. And we always had those kind of memories. And when I was asked to partner with Bryers and create really amazing family-friendly recipes for the summer, I was honored, because it was just, like I said, a natural partnership. And a lot of the recipes that I've designed for the summer have been really easy for me to do. As a chef, I love working with amazing quality ingredients. Yeah. And Bryers right now is very proud to only be using cream and milk from cows not treated with any artificial growth hormones, and vanilla beans that are sustainably raised. And that's a really big deal for myself as a parent, only wanting to give my daughter the best ingredients. Yeah. And as a chef, wanting to create recipes and working with a brand that quality ingredients are a priority.
Fantastic.
And the recipes that I've created are, I do a beautiful arancini that kind of represents my Italian heritage. It's the Bryers all-natural vanilla rolled in almonds and hazelnuts and amaretti cookies. It's kind of a representation. I have a restaurant in Los Angeles called Scopa, so it's Italian. So it's kind of a tribute to that Italian heritage, but in a sweet version. And my daughter is half Jamaican, and we've spent a lot of time in the islands and Jamaica, the Caribbean.
Oh, beautiful.
And I do a play on an ice cream sandwich using grilled pineapple, toasted coconut to kind of coat the outside and the vanilla in the center. And it's just a really awesome tribute to our travels through the Caribbean, and a really great kind of summer treat. And one of my personal favorites is the pound cake with peaches and the Bryers all-natural vanilla, because that's the one really that kind of brought back the largest memory for me as a kid with my mom. And it's toasted pound cake with the Bryers vanilla ice cream, and then, because I'm a chef and obviously I love the seasons, choosing to use macerated peaches over the top. My mom used to use melon, but that's my way of evolving, I guess.
Yes, I love it. Sounds delish. So I understand you worked under the mentorship of Chef Lee Hefter. What was that like?
The man is amazing. He was a mentor, a teacher, sometimes a life coach. He, the entire Wolfgang Puck Kitchen, who is run by Lee Hefter, was a really amazing group of individuals who really were about the culture of teaching and creating the next generation of chefs, so that this culture of the restaurant world and the food world is really honored in that fashion. And, the world of cooking and restaurants and chefs and the brigade been like this world, this age-old tale of the old teaching the young, and then the young taking over and, kind of practicing what their teachers have taught. And that's really what he did. And, when I say life coach, he was so supportive of me growing up in that kitchen. I was so young when I started. I was, in my early 20s and didn't know anything about food or who I was. And the biggest lesson he taught me was to really find my voice and to find out who I was as a chef and what I wanted to give off into the world. And that was kind of the biggest thing that he preached, and one of the biggest lessons that I learned from him.
Powerful. How do you manage being a single mother, author of the Busy Moms Cookbook, as well as oversee your restaurants, Black Market in Studio City, and Scopa, the Italian Roots in Venice, California?
I sometimes don't like to use the term single mom because I have so much help. I have an amazing support group of,
Wonderful.
Zaya's grandparents on her dad's side and my side who just really, really care for her, and not just, a phone call. I mean,
Yes.
my dad drives her every morning to where she needs to go if I can't do it. My mom's always willing to throw a load of laundry in. So I just have so much, I really have so much help. I'm really, really, really blessed to, just have a really strong family around who cares about the bigger picture, which is just everyone pitches in. Nobody does it alone. And, I really stand by the quality versus quantity with my daughter because my time is limited. I am running 2 restaurants in Los Angeles. I do multiple television shows, and there's tons of amazing, beautiful, life-changing experiences that I get to do on a daily. And my most proud is obviously my daughter and my family, and that is a priority. And she knows that, dinner and spending time together and creating those small moments where I'm really talking to her and really hearing her versus, we get to spend an entire week, but no one really talks, we just happen to be in the same room. We really make those moments count when we have them. And that's really how I try to do it, is being as present and as focused as I can be when I'm in any moment with any person, because obviously the actual time, the quantity of the time is limited.
Yes, I totally agree. I love it. So tell us, how is life post Top Chef?
I could not be more blessed, I have to say. Top Chef really gave me a platform to have my voice heard in the food industry, which has been amazing. I open restaurants and they're successful, and I have people who want to come and visit and want to come and see because they've seen me on Top Chef or Restaurant Startup or Cutthroat Kitchen, and they've fallen in love with the story. And, then at the end of the day, it's my job to deliver on an actual restaurant that works. So that's really my day-to-day. It's given me a platform to work with amazing brands like Bryers and, really just be able to, again, just share my voice in food through all of these amazing outlets.
Fabulous. What's your favorite dish to create?
I don't feel like it sounds so cliche when I say this because I'm Italian, but I love pasta.
Ooh, me
I
too.
just can't get away from it. I can't get away from it. And my favorite pasta is just always like a handmade flat, whether it's a pappardelle or a tagliatelle, and I love meat sauce. I can't get enough of whether it's like a pork ragu or an oxtail ragu or duck ragu, whatever it is, just any kind of meat braised and some pasta and some sharp, Parmesan or pecorino, and I am the happiest camper alive.
You're making me so hungry right now. What advice, if any, do you have for future culinary artists?
Oh, you have to love it. You have to love it. So much in this world, we are, we see what's happening with televisions, and you're excited because chefs are the new rock stars. This work is hard. This work is very, very hard, as is anything worth in life. It's never handed to you, and it makes it that much sweeter when you're successful at it because of all that sweat and tears that you put in over the years. But the job itself it's hard, and you have to love it, and it has to be ingrained in your soul. Like, I can't do anything else. Love it in order to really, really succeed at it. Because restaurant people, we're a strange group of people, But we love what we do. We're passionate about what we do. It's, our kitchen life is like a family life as well. And my advice is always you have to love it. And if you're doing it for any other reason, don't.
Thank you so much. This concludes our interview. I wish you continued success and it has been a pleasure speaking with you.